welcome back to All About That Disney Life. I am Danny B, the girl who is all about that Disney life. We now move on to The Nightmare Before Christmas, which came out in 1993, and this is my sister's favorite Disney movie of all time. So let's get to know this cast, shall we? We had Chris Sarandon as the talking voice of Jack Skellington, and Danny Elfman was the singing voice of Jack Skellington. He was also Beryl and the clown with the tearaway face. Catherine O'Hara was Sally and Shock. William Hickey was Dr. Finkelstein. Glenn Shaddix was the mayor of Halloween Town. Ken Page was Oogie Boogie. Ed Ivory was Santa Claus. Paul Rubens was Locke. Frank Welker was Zero. Carrie Katz, Carmen Twilly, Randy Crenshaw, Lisa Donovan Lucas, Debbie Durst, Glenn Walters, Sherwood Ball, John Morris, and Greg Proops were all various voices throughout the movie, and Patrick Stewart was the narrator. Now we move on to the facts all about the Pumpkin King, who is very interested about Christmas. Number 1, an idea. After finishing his short movie, Vincent, in 1982, Tim Burton was employed at Walt Disney Feature Animation. He wrote a 3-page poem called The Nightmare Before Christmas. It was inspired from TV specials like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, and the poem A Visit from St. Nicholas. He intended to adapt the poem into a TV special with narration by Vincent Price. He also considered turning it into a children's book. He created concept art and storyboards for the project in collaboration with Rick Heinrich, who was a sculpted modeler, so he sculpted characters out of modeling clay. He later showed his work to Henry Selick, a Disney animator at the time. Disney started to consider developing The Nightmare Before Christmas as either a short movie or a 30-minute holiday TV special, but the project stalled because the tone seemed too weird to the Disney company. Seriously? This is too weird. Disney fired Tim Burton in 1984, and he went on to direct Beetlejuice and Batman for the Warner Bros. Pictures. Number 2, another chance. In 1990, Burton found out that Disney still owned the film rights. He and Selick were committed to produce a full-length movie. Because of Burton's success with live-action movies, Walt Disney Studios got interested. The studio's chairman saw this movie as an opportunity to continue the studio's streak of recent successes in feature animation. Walt Disney Pictures president believed the movie would prove to be a creative achievement for Disney's image. Number 3, the development. Tim Burton could not direct this movie because of his commitment to Batman Returns. He also didn't want to be part of the very slow process of stop motion. Stop motion is when you have the sculpted characters and you film literally 1 second of a movie and then you stop and then you change a hand gesture, a facial expression to the next as if they're talking or moving to do another second. So it's a very, very long process for this type of movie. To turn his poem into a screenplay, Tim Burton went to Michael McDowell, who was his partner on Beetlejuice. Both of them had very different opinions about how this movie should be, which convinced Burton to make this movie into a musical with music and lyrics by Danny Elfman. Burton and Elfman created a rough storyline and 2/3 of the movie's songs. Number 4, filming. Selick and his team of animators began production in July of 1991 in San Francisco, California, with a crew of over 120 people using 20 sound stages for filming. The filmmakers made 227 puppets to represent the characters in the movie, with Jack Skellington having about 400 heads, allowing the expression of every possible emotion. Sally's mouth movements were animated through the replacement method. During the animation process, only Sally's face mask was removed in order to preserve the order of her long red hair. Sally had 10 types of faces, each made with a series of 11 expressions and synchronized mouth movements. The stop-motion figurine of Jack was reused in James and the Giant Peach as Captain Jack. Number 5, the release. It was originally going to be released under Walt Disney Pictures as part of the Walt Disney Feature Animation lineup, but Disney decided to release the movie under the studio's adult-oriented Touchstone Pictures banner because the studio thought the movie would be too dark and scary for kids. Again, really? This movie is too dark and scary for kids? To give credit to Burton for his involvement and attract a wider audience, Disney marketed the movie as Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas. The movie premiered at the New York Film Festival on October 9th, 1993, and was given a limited release on October 13th, 1993, before its wide theatrical release on October 29th, 1993. Number 6, the box office. This movie earned $50 million in the United States in its initial theatrical run. This movie has been re-released in 2006, 2007, 2008, 2009, and 2020. It made $11.1 million in 2006. It made $15.8 million in 2007. It made $2.5 million in 2008. And it made $2.3 million in 2009 and 2020. Altogether for a total of $91.5 million. Number 7, the awards. At the Felix, this movie won for Best Original Score. At the Saturn Awards, this movie won for Best Fantasy Film, and it won for Best Music. At the Annie Awards, it won for Best Individual Achievement for Creative Supervision in the field of animation. It also won for Best Individual Achievement for Artistic Excellence in the field of animation. And at the DFWFCA Awards, this movie won for Best Animated Film. Number 8, where can we find these characters at the Disney parks? Well, sit back and relax, we do have a list. Let's start off with Lock, Shock, and Barrel. At Walt Disney World, the trio serve as minor villains in Disney's Hollywood Studios holiday show, Jingle Bell, Jingle Bam, where they kidnap Santa Claus, igniting a search and rescue mission led by Santa's elves. Next character is Oogie Boogie. At Disneyland, for years, Oogie took part in Hallowishes, joining other Disney villains in hosting a Halloween-inspired castle fireworks show. He also appears in the park's Halloween parade, Frightfully Fun Parade, walking alongside other Disney villains as the villain-themed float tails them. At Walt Disney World, Oogie also appeared in the Hocus Pocus Villain Spelltacular Castle show at Magic Kingdom. He is the second of the villains to help the Sanderson sisters in adding the nightmare ingredient to their party potion by singing his song. Oogie and other villains later joined the Sandersons in singing I Put a Spell on You during the show's finale. Oogie played a significant role in Jingle Bell, Jingle Bam at Disney's Hollywood Studios, where he is responsible for the disappearance of Santa Claus, though his plot to devour Santa is foiled by his elves, Lanny and Wayne. During the Christmas season at the Haunted Mansion, they have the Haunted Mansion Holiday. Oogie appears in the Haunted Mansion Holiday at Disneyland and Tokyo Disneyland. In his debut year of the show, images of Oogie were spread throughout the mansion, including appearing as the gingerbread sculpture in the ballroom and an Oogie symbol monkey in the attic to go along with the animatronic figure in the finale, who gives out Halloween Town Christmas toys through the mirrors which his henchmen pop up from. In the Tokyo version, Oogie's dancing shadow appears in the darkened staircase and the spider scene. Next character is Jack Skellington. At Disneyland, Jack stars in the Haunted Mansion Holiday, a seasonal overlay of the classic Haunted Mansion, an attraction which runs from September to January every year. In it, Jack takes the role of Santa Claus once again and brings his twisted vision of Christmas to the traditionally eerie mansion. He also serves as an MC for the Disney Halloween fireworks show Halloween Screams. At Disney World in Magic Kingdom's Haunted Mansion, Jack is only obscurely seen hidden on the forehead of the decaying man portrait's final state, appears on a book in the library, and again on a book in the attic along with a Sally doll. Jack also makes an appearance in the holiday production show Jingle Bell, Jingle Bam at Disney's Hollywood Studios. At Tokyo Disney Resort, Jack also appears in Japan's version of Haunted Mansion Holiday at Tokyo Disneyland. At Disneyland Paris, Jack makes meet and greet appearances outside of Phantom Manor during the holidays. Next character is Sally. At Disneyland, an animatronic Sally is featured during Haunted Mansion Holiday in Disneyland through both the Halloween and Christmas seasons. For meet and greets during the season, Sally can be found in New Orleans Square. At Walt Disney World at Disney's Hollywood Studios, Sally briefly appears in the Jingle Bell, Jingle Bam holiday show. During Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, she could be found with Jack for meet and greets at the Town Square Theater in Main Street at Magic Kingdom. That is true because during 2019, when my sister, myself, and my mom went to Disney World for Halloween, we went to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. My sister waited 2.5 hours in line to meet Jack and Sally because they often come out as often as a solar eclipse. They only come out during Halloween. And when my sister finally got to meet them, she was the happiest I've ever seen her. She just said like all of her dreams came true, and it was the most magical experience she ever had during that trip. At Disneyland Paris, Sally makes meet and greet appearances in Frontierland during Halloween. She also appeared alongside Jack in Mickey and his Magic Halloween Night. At Hong Kong Disneyland, Sally makes seasonal appearances in the town square. Next character is the mayor of Halloween Town. At Disney's Hollywood Studios, the mayor briefly appears in the Jingle Bell, Jingle Bam holiday show. And lastly, the last character you can see is Zero. At Disneyland, Zero appears in the Haunted Mansion holiday attraction in the Endless Hallway. the ballroom, and the graveyard scene with Jack. He also appears in Disneyland's Happy Hollow Wishes fireworks show, floating over the castle in a similar fashion to Tinkerbell. And at Disney World, Zero makes a cameo appearance during the segment of Jingle Bell Jingle Bam, based on The Nightmare Before Christmas in Disney's Hollywood Studios. And there you have it, all the facts about The Nightmare Before Christmas. If you like this video, please hit that like button, and don't forget to leave a comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe, and I hope you have a zippity-doo-dah day. Goodbye.